Good morning, everyone. I am Marisol Tadang and I'll be reporting the linguistic development. So, today we'll be exploring the fascinating world of linguistic development, covering the first and second language acquisition and also bilingualism and multilingualism. So, when we hear the word linguistic, it's the word lengua, meaning tongue or language. It forms the basis of words related to language. So, we have already an idea. Linguistic from the word lengua, a Latin word. Then, development is came from Old French, no? The word developer, meaning to unfold, enwrap, or disclose. So, in this context of development, it signifies the process of growth, progression, or advancement. Therefore, linguistic development essentially means the unfolding or growth of language abilities. So, let's start with the linguistic development definition. Linguistic development refers to how humans learn language, encompassing the stages and theories explaining this process. It includes phonology, semantics, syntax, and pragmatics, enabling individuals to communicate, form relationships, and enhance cognitive skills. So, let me share you the definition of linguistic development. It is the process, so it be much clear, right? Process through which children learn to understand and use language. This development is crucial for communication, relationship building, cognitive growth, and problem solving. So it's very much important. Okay. Now, as we proceed to this presentation, let me share you the objectives. So by the end of this presentation, you will understand how children acquire their first language, explore the processes involved in second language acquisition, and discuss the unique aspects of bilingualism and multilingualism. So, the first language acquisition. We know that there are two acquisitions happened and in the linguistic development. So, let's start with the first language acquisition. It is the natural process, by which children learn their native language, usually from birth. So it's an innate ability shaped by exposure to language. So the influencer here is maybe the parents or the environment of that infant during the infancy. Okay, so we have some stages. The pre-production or the 0 to 6 months baby, also known as the silent period. So in this moment, the baby is just a silent. So they are characterized by crying, cawing, and bubbling. The infants here react to noises and may imitate sounds. So example, a baby cawing is response to parents' voice. So we're very much familiar with that, right? So if that particular baby hear the sound or the voice of her parents, well, the baby will make some actions, and that is cawing, or make some noises. That is cawing. Okay. Then the second happened in 6 to 12 months of the child. So the infant here begin to produce more varied sounds. So in repetitive consonant vowel combination. For example, we already hear those child, doing bubbling like mama, dada, dede, right? So the bubbling drips towards the sounds of native language. So again, the example of that is that the consonant vowels dada, baba, mama, dede. So that's after that 6 to 12 months, then the baby is now in the one word stage in 12 to 18 months. So approximately this is 1 year and 6 months. So also known as the holoprastic stage, which is the children use single words to convey complex meaning. No, there are sometimes the baby will say one word but a lot of meaning. So those caretaker, for the caretaker, I mean. no? Like the mother, the father, or the sisters and brothers. So the elder one. So overextension and of underextension of word meanings are common. So example with that is if the baby will say juice, it means that the baby wants the juice, or the baby wants to drink because maybe the baby is hungry, or the child is hungry. So he make the sound juice, or the language or the word juice. So maybe then at that time the parent or the caretaker will understand that one word, because in that stage the baby can do the holoprastic stage. Then the next is the telegraphic stage, which is it happened in 24 to 30 months. So 2 years and 2 years and beyond. So the children produce longer and more complex sentences characterized by sentences lack grammatically. So they can talk but not grammatically correct. No, lack. There's no something conjunction, the prepositions, auxiliary verbs. So in this case, the baby or the child can already connect words, no, 2 to 3 words, but still not totally correct grammatically. Okay. For example, with this is daddy go work, instead of saying daddy is going to work. So if you are the caretaker or the relative or the parent or the something close to that child, you will exactly understand if the baby if the child will say daddy go work, right? So that's the telegraphic stage. After with that is the later word stage. So happened in 3 years old and beyond. So the children language becomes more likely adult. No. So now the baby can express the feeling or the word that the child wants to express. Well, if you could still remember, there is assimilations and accommodations of by Piaget. No, Piaget proposed, as you can remember, well, all of us maybe remember all of us remember the Piaget theory, right? So Jean Piaget have the assimilation and accommodation. Piaget proposed that cognitive development precedes language acquisition. Children imitate, no? So when was that happen? During 0 to 6 months. So imitating sound. So imitate sounds and develop schemas around language as they observe cause and effect. While Skinner's reinforcement, anybody can recall Skinner's reinforcement theory. Very good. That Skinner suggested that yes, learn language through operant conditioning. So where they are rewarded for correct language as used and corrected for errors. So operant conditioning. So now the correcting of errors and the rewarding of correct, right? That's the operant conditioning. While the Vygotsky social paradigm. Vygotsky theorized that language development is a social task facilitated by interaction with more knowledgeable individuals. So someone is teaching in that stage or in that theory of Skinner. No, the more knowledgeable individuals. So children transition from what they know to new concept through this interaction. So these three physiologists, okay, are studying about the development. So now let's move on to the second, language acquisition. It refers to the learning a language after the first language is established. No, so already established, or the baby or the child already have the native language and use it. Okay, this process can be influenced by factors like age, motivation, and learning environment. So where could we find those learning environment? Very good, in the class or in the school. So the child in this acquisition was influenced by the environment, also by the age and motivation. If the child is learning or going through environment that having a different language, then probably that child will learn the second language acquisition. For example, a new English language learner in a classroom who is primarily listening to the teacher and other students. So the child in this situation is just silent and but observing. Afterwards, this child will learn that language, okay, the English language. So there's someone here, Stephen Krashen, who's studied about the second language acquisition. He believes that subconscious learning is more effective than conscious memorization. So that was happening in what I have given situation earlier, that a child is learning in a new school. Okay, so English, new English learner. So the child were just observing at first with the teacher and the classmates. So this learning is more effective than conscious memorization. Well, the influences are affected by various factors such as motivation, learning, and exposure. Then this theory believes that subconscious or the not experiencing it every day, so exposure. Okay, then now let's move on to bilingualism. It is the ability to speak two languages fluently or the habitual use of two language. It involves proficiency in two language with individual understanding and producing both on a regular basis, while multilingualism is the ability to speak more than two. Children can acquire multiple language in simultaneous or sequential. Okay, so in the research, it shows that bilingual and multilingual children often have cognitive advantage such as improved problem solving skills and enhanced cognitive flexibility. So if our child is bilingual or multilingual, it is advantage because of some reasons. No, because language, we are using language in everyday. So it is very much advantage for them if they have a lot of language in everyday. So now there are two types of bilingualism. So the simultaneous bilingualism, which is learning two language from birth. This may be possible if a child encounters two language upon birth. Example is that parents are in different language. That's why the child hear both language since birth while familiarizing and understanding, then use it afterwards. And then the sequential bilingualism, learning a second language after the first is established. This may be possible if the child learned the second language through learning, immersion with people having different language, and adopting another language from the environment. So if they transfer to other places, then possible that child can adopt another language depending on the places or environment they are moving. So I have here in the interactive activity. So if you could see, the interactive activity is, so maybe you can share some ideas with this, no? So the interactive activity, a child is raised in a home where one parent speaks English and the other speaks Spanish. The child hears both language from birth. So what kind of bilingualism is this? What kind of ability is this? Anybody? Yes, this is a simultaneous bilingualism because the child hears both language from birth. So if that child hears that both language, then probably that child will use that language as he grow up. Okay, but the question here is, what are some potential benefits and challenges for this child? Are there? Is there any benefits and challenges for this child if being a multilingual and multilingualism is an advantage? Well, yes. The benefits of this is it enhances cognitive abilities. No, the children having a multilingual and bilingualism are often develop stronger executive function such as problem solving, multitasking, and attention control. So that is their advantage. More on that. Better academic performance, yes, because if the child has many language, then he can answer many language as many question as in different language, right? So also again the problem solving skills, he will be advanced with that. Also, advancement is the expanded social and economic opportunity. So socially, yes, he can expand because he know many language and can connect to many people in different language. So that will give him an economic opportunity. So very much advantage. Also the job opportunities, right? Because of those language, he can connect with many people. But what is the disadvantage or the challenges? So the challenges here is the language delay. So slower initial language development for those bilingual children, maybe start speaking slightly later than late than monolingual, because if monolingual, only one language will he learn, while he will learn on the process. But if the child is bilingual, so he will understand two language at the same time. So the language delay or the confusion of in vocabulary and also language confusion. Okay, the mixing language. Sometimes the child may use this language mixed with this language. So the both language will be used at the same time. So the mixing language, but in different meaning. Again, when you say different meaning, also depends on the accent and pronunciation, right? So that will be a challenge also for those bilingual child, because the accent he may be used is for the other language. So there's a confusion on the accent and pronunciation. So we always remember that the accent or pronunciation of language may influence the other, leading to non-native accents in both language. So the non-native accents may sometimes lead to misunderstanding or negative perceptions. So that will be the challenge. But if the challenges will be overcome by that child, well, that will be also the greater advantage of his living. So the first language acquisition is a natural process from birth, progressing through stages. Again, the cawing, the bubbling, one word stage or the one word utterances, etc. Second, language acquisition, learning a language after the first, influenced by age, motivation, and environment. Bilingualism, multilingualism, ability to speak two or more languages, offering cognitive advantage like improved problem solving. So that must be remembered by all of us. So think this for yourself. What are the importance of linguistic development? Are there any importance? Well, in communication, it expresses emotion and cognition. In education, allowing teachers to adjust their linguistic use. in cognitive development, improving coping methods. So that were the importance of the linguistic development. So, unlimited thank you, and this is Marisol Dadang, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.